5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're here. Hello, everyone. Epic Steve here. Let's get right into it with these intros. Razorblade Mango, our guest, is back. Let's go.
Hello. Thank you for having me back again. As always, I have forgotten to bring actual mangoes to this whole thing, so I have disgraced not only myself, but my entire family.
Where's my mango pizza?
Don't worry, I did too.
As a disclaimer, if you were to bring an actual mango, dude, I'm going to end up proposing to you because I love mangoes.
Okay, well,
Dang.
I think that will just be an unfortunate. It would be like Charlie Brown, where Lucy holds the football, and then right before he kicks it, she just pulls it away. That'll be like me with the mangoes.
Oh, I thought Razor was gonna get married next stream.
Oh
okay.
No.
Where's my mango? Where's my mango pizza at?
Okay.
It's gonna hit more than pineapple.
Oh Lord, no.
Master Minos.
Everyone, this is Master Menos. How have you guys been? It's been a really unfortunate time for me. No time to explain further.
Okay, I'm gonna have to mute y'all on Discord because y'all going fucking.
Nah, bro, I told you at Discord they going ham with this weird stuff, man. Also, Nicole San Diego.
I'm Nicole San Diego, the cool Hispanic of this group. And yes, I actually did mean it when I told Mango that I would actually propose if he actually pretended to bring mangoes.
Invite me to the wedding. Okay,
don't do that.
SUPRASTARDC.
Bro, with that mango chicken that I know about pineapple chicken from the Chinese place, but with that mango chicken there. But yeah, SUPRASTARDC here.
There actually is a mango, I think I've seen it, where it's like a wet rub, but it's like one of the spiciest things apparently out there.
Okay.
Huh. Well, that got me interested.
Okay, I just saw something on YouTube. I just looked at YouTube for a second. Why is Boogie wearing a pink wig? Yo, that's crazy.
It's Boogie. That's pretty self-explanatory.
You're right, but I just didn't expect to see that.
He's exposing fake streamers. Is he all right? Is anybody gonna? Do he need a hug or something?
He always needs a hug.
I'm more than a hug. He just needs to not be on YouTube anymore for a while.
Yeah, he needs a break.
Yeah.
He totally needs a break.
I mean, I've taken multiple breaks. Sometimes you just need it.
Yeah, this is exactly why you take breaks.
Yeah, his situation is very sad to me.
Yeah, and people just keep coming at him for no reason. But that is that is what it is. You know, people are terrible human beings.
Yeah, he's still feeling it from that divorce rape he got a while back. Oof. That's messed up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into happier news with these affiliates. You ready, Minos, with the affiliates? I take that as a yes.
All right, I am.
Okay.
First off is Inner Server.
InnerServer.net. I mean, what really can I say about Inner Server? I mean, that is not Inner Server. That's Get Response anyway, though. But let's get into Inner Server. Standard web hosting, unlimited Ultra SSD storage, 450 plus cloud apps, SitePad website builder, unlimited email accounts, global content caching, internet protection, 30 days money back guarantee with free website migration and free SSL certificates. $1 for 3 months. These are trying times. That's a good price.
It's a great price.
Anyway, now we're just talking about food. Let's go.
All right. Get Response. Get your business online, grow your audience, promote services, and sell products with marketing software that does the job for you. Sign up for absolutely free.
Yeah. Or you could just ask Nicole to build your website for a quite hefty amount.
I'd much rather do it for you for one price than you're paying every single month and then forgetting about paying it. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember to DM her and not everyone else.
46% of my CPU. Damn.
Yo. Speaking of GPU, Razer. Get your CPUs, your GPUs, your APUs, everything. Razer. I mean, it's a gaming store. They got games. They got hardware. Check out Razer.
They also still have masks.
You got Razer Mango to do that.
Yeah. They also have masks. Razer, are you getting paid by these guys by chance?
No, I'm not.
Oh, dang. You should talk to them about that.
It's not on the front page for some reason, but still.
Also, create your own 3D universe with Daz 3D. Daz 3D, I use it for basically its renderer. It has one of the best renderers probably in the world with NVIDIA iRay render. Amazing. Check out Daz 3D.
Yo, I just looked at Xbox press conference for 2019, and yeah, I could just say this is one of their better ones.
I actually like their one from 2019 more, if I'm being honest.
It's probably that big. It's probably that big cheese when they have it like on the stage. That cheese press conference.
No, it's the fact they showed Elden Ring and Keanu Reeves that makes it better.
You're breathtaking.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, you're right.
Yes, indeed.
You're right.
The person who said that is actually uploaded video from their perspective. It's funny.
I imagined it was me saying that to Keanu Reeves, and I just like, I felt like I had just entered a whole new realm of pleasure, the likes of which I have never experienced before.
Funniest thing is, you look at New's perspective. Keanu Reeves literally tracked him down like with his eyes and pointed directly at him when he said that. I'm like, bro, he's actually
Don't talk
he's
about
actually
my
John
dude
Wick.
crush like that, bro.
He's a cool dude.
Don't talk about my dude crush, bro. It's my dude crush, bro.
He's like, you're. He's like,
Every
"You."
man is allowed one dude crush, and I think Keanu Reeves is a pretty safe bet as far as an acceptable one.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one.
Well, he's John Wick. He's the man. John
And he's
Wick.
Neo, the
Of
one.
course.
And he's from Bill and Ted.
Yeah, Bill and Ted.
Yeah, they're making a new one for some reason.
It looks okay.
But
I thought it looked
George
okay.
Carlin's not going to be in this one.
No. It's sad.
Shout out to George Carlin.
Yeah.
But enough of that right now.
So we're gonna quickly talk about Nintendo Direct. I'm not sure if you watched it, Razor.
I did. I've seen
Oh.
it.
I did.
Okay. We're gonna talk about it, and then we're gonna go on to the meat and potatoes, which will be the Xbox.
Ooh.
Hey, I got a random question though.
Well,
Yes.
what is it?
Actually, I was gonna ask y'all if y'all know that Apple trying to make a console.
They've been trying to make a
forgot.
console for years.
I thought they trashed that idea.
A new one?
No, I found out on Facebook earlier that Apple trying to make a game system.
I thought they canned that because they did try it one time and they just failed at it.
So now they're trying again.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah. I mean, hey, let's go. Okay, so first off, so Razor, how do you feel about the Nintendo Direct partner showcase thingy?
It was exactly what I expected it to be, which it was just kind of whatever. When I saw that it was partner showcase, I set my expectations just extraordinarily low, and they were kind of succeeded a little bit, just because I am looking forward to Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Wait.
I didn't expect to see that.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense, Razor. You read the title and you set your expectations to the title and not to what you believed? That makes no sense.
I know. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people told me that it
Same
sucked
here.
because there's no Smash. They didn't mention Metroid Prime 4 at all. They
Well,
didn't
I
mention.
mean, people can be really stupid sometimes when they don't read what is directly in front of their face and
No,
set
Mango,
their
but-
expectations accordingly.
Yeah.
Mango, but you missed the best part of the press conference. The
Was it?
chat.
I
The
know.
chat.
I thought you were
found
gonna
the
tell me
chat-
I thought you were gonna tell me the best part was those wrestlers just making those like fucking soy boy faces at each other during that whole
Yo.
backyard wrestling
Yeah.
fucking thing.
No,
Tell me why
it's the
that game
chat.
looks better than the new WWE game that came out. And this was supposed to be
Uh,
cartoony.
I don't
That
Yeah,
makes
I
no
can't explain
sense.
that.
It's just wrong.
It takes a
looks like
smarter
worse
person than
version
me to
of
figure that out.
WWE Superstar. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. I'm also excited for the Shin Megami Tensei stuff as well.
Yeah.
It
And
looks good.
actually, I had no expectations at all, but thankfully, those ended up getting me
I
excited.
mean, they have DLC for Cadence of Hyrule, which I love because I love Crypto Necrodancer. And then they showed off Shin Megami Tensei 3, remasters
yeah.
coming, and then Shin Megami Tensei 5. They showed more information on that and stuff. So I came here thinking they're probably going to show off like a EA game, like a FIFA. They're going to show off a 2K game, like
That's what I
WWE.
thought too.
And I was right. This was a WWE game.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to show off Rogue Company, which they did. I just knew about that because Rogue Company, like the actual Twitter for Rogue Company, was talking about tune into the Nintendo Direct. So I'm like, it's gonna be Rogue Company there.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be telling me tune in if they weren't, they weren't gonna be there.
Even though they're on every system ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went there thinking nothing about it, but I got Cadence of Hyrule and 2 Shin Megami Tensei. So my expectations were like completely shattered. I was like, whoa, I did not expect this at all.
I got 2 Shin Megami Tenseis, and after checking the Japanese version, there was something of huge note that was missing. It was the announcement of Ulterior Ryza 2, Legends of the Secret Fairy Flutters. And it's coming to the Switch this winter.
And it's only coming in Japan, or is it coming everywhere?
So far, no idea. But let's be safe to assume it's just Japan for now.
So it's not region locked, so you can get it from the store in Japan if you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just weird because the last Ulterior that came here did well. At least that's what the developer said.
Yeah, it did extremely well.
So it's weird.
However, the English version somehow skipped this, unless it's supposed to be supposed to have a different release.
Yeah, that might be it.
That's the only other thing.
Yeah, they're probably localizing it, and they take a while to localize their games. That particular company. So that might just be it. Because the last one they said did really well. So it wouldn't make sense for them not to release another one.
Nintendo of America was still dirty for that.
Yeah. That was more of NIS, but yeah.
Oh, they're even worse.
Yeah, NIS kind of does weird stuff. I love NIS, but I don't like them at the same time.
Same.
NIS or NCIS?
That's a show.
Yeah.
Really?
Here's one more thing I'd like to add. I did not expect those juicy, delicious thighs so soon. Again.
Okay.
All right.
And that's all.
And I guess for me, real quick, from the partner showcase, because I had the chat open up to the side, and I swear that no one was reading. Like, they literally said partner showcase, and literally, I think it had like some text at the bottom of partner showcase, like, get ready to see some of the titles coming from our partners, and nobody was reading that.
Yeah.
I was typing in the chat.
Nobody was paying attention.
I was typing in chat, please read the title. No one was listening to me, so it's just like, here we go. So I went through the whole partner showcase, not really expecting much, but I'm glad to hear Shin Megami Tensei 5 is being worked on, because I literally honestly thought they forgot about that game, because they announced that game years ago, like.
Yeah.
2017. I mean, it takes Atlas a long time to make games. I mean, it took them a long time to bring Persona 5. Like, Persona 5 was being worked on for a while. So
it was worth it in the end, though.
Yeah, so
It really was worth it.
Yeah, Persona 5 was amazing. But yeah, it takes Atlas forever to
Speaking
release
of Persona 5, the thing that I was expecting to see, because Atlas said that they were going to show something at the Nintendo thing, I expected to see Persona 5 Scramble, which I'm still waiting on a Western release for that, because I want my Persona 5 sequel, please.
That hasn't come to the West yet?
No, I want my Persona 5 sequel.
Yet.
I want my summer adventure with Joker and the crew, please. Like, where is that? I want that. Like,
that's
why?
Weird.
I don't even care if I have to wait until 2021. I just want it on Western.
Yeah, that's
please.
right. Atlas takes a while to localize too. I forgot.
You can play a demo right now on your Switch if you switch it to Japanese. I think. Wait, is there? Let me check. Is there an English one for Scramble? Because English demo. Let me go check. Because I know there's a Japanese one.
I don't think I know OJ from Player Access was playing the Japanese version because the Switch is not regional.
I saw someone that was translating the Japanese version. They straight up fan translated the Japanese version and had it all on YouTube.
Damn. All right, I'm gonna have to be tempted not. I'm gonna have to resist temptation to watch that.
Yeah, you just
I
told him
won't
something
call
you
them
shouldn't
out
have.
I will not call them out then.
Okay, yeah,
For everybody's safety.
yeah,
I'll wait.
but yeah.
Or that, or vanilla Persona 5, which I would pay, even though I've paid for the collector's edition of vanilla Persona 5. I paid for the collector's edition of Persona 5 Royal for Persona 5. I will pay again Persona 5 for the Switch. I'll do it.
And to anyone who thinks it can't run on a Switch, it's on a PS3. Remember that.
Oh yeah, it could be on a PS.
That's why I keep telling people, like, they realize Persona 5 is also on PS3 and PS4. It's just Royal is only on 5 PS4. I mean.
Again, I think a game like Persona 5 puts to bed a lot of the shit that like graphics are everything with the game, because that game is like visually like not great in some areas, like facial animation and non-existent like environmental details.
Oh yeah, those textures aren't there at all.
No,
Bro, it looks dog shit.
It still looks beautiful. It's still like absolutely like stunningly beautiful art style.
But the game looked like dog shit. But the music is so beautiful that I can oversee it.
Yeah, music, the gameplay.
The music is awesome there.
Music and
That's
gameplay.
like really awesome. Soundtrack of my life right there.
God, man. Like, they put effort. Like, you can say whatever you want, but they put fucking effort in that game.
Yeah.
I would happily pay $70 for that.
Yeah.
I think the hours to complete that game is fucking insane.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think 70 or 80. Is it more than 70 or 80?
I'm on hour, I think 60 or 70 in Royal, and I'm only like halfway through it.
I think I sunk well over 100 hours in Vanilla 5.
So.
Yes.
I bought Vanilla 5 right when they announced it was Royal, so I just didn't want to pick it up because I got pissed.
Royal is like an even better version of an already amazing game, which I didn't think that was possible, but they did it.
It's funny. I got Persona 5 on a PS3 like a week before my brother got the PS4, so I was like, dang it. I was like, well, I got to stick it with this.
Yeah.
I was mad as hell. Like, I bought Persona 5. I was like, all right, I'm about to get cracked. And it was like, what is it? Royal was announced at the Tokyo Game Show? I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was announced at Tokyo Game Show.
It was at Tokyo Game Show.
And as soon as they announced, we're having a Royal edition. Fuck! I'm going to have to take this shit back and wait. I didn't even get Royal yet. I was going to take it back and get Royal, but I was just like, bro, I don't feel like it.
Finally, I can't wait to play this game. Wait, there's just an update announcement?
Oh, dang. We did it. Okay.
Nah, but the funniest announcement was on Nintendo. I think it was on Nintendo Direct when they was announcing Scramble. Everybody thought it was gonna get Persona 5. The disappointment was high. So Scramble looked like an okay game. They said it's a Warriors game, and some people say it's actually pretty fun.
All I care about is it's a sequel to Persona 5, and I'm like, yep, I'll play it.
Yeah, because it has its own story, at least from what I saw OJ playing. I just didn't know what they were saying because they're speaking Japanese.
Yeah.
Hello.
Suko!
Only caught some of. Oh, hey,
Some
Suko.
people say it was a sequel, and some people say it's not a sequel, it's a 1.5.
Okay, well.
Yeah. It's basically, I don't want to say much because that's a spoiler to Persona 5, but basically it's the events right after. Like, yeah. That's the best way to say it. Because I say a spoiler, people are like, oh, you spoiled the game for us.
Spoil a 3-year-old game.
Yeah, even though you have plenty of time to play the game.
Yeah, it's still too sensitive to spoil.
He said they'll play it, but they'll never finish it. That's the game. That will never.
Would have to mute that out.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like when I was talking about it's sort of like when I was talking about Xenoblade Chronicles, the original one, and then they're like, oh, that's a spoiler. They're like, the Definitive Edition just came out. I'm like, but like, if you haven't played the original game, you're never planning on playing it. It was on the Wii. You could get on a Wii U shop. It was on the 3DS as a Xenoblade 3D.
Did it come out 2011?
Yeah.
2010.
2010?
Was it 2010?
10-year-old game. Shut up.
It's an old game. I'm like, if you didn't play it now, you weren't planning on playing it. So none of what I'm saying is a spoiler.
Are these the same people that cry when you tell them that Aerith dies in Final Fantasy VII?
Yep. They're like, why did you spoil the game? Because the game's about as old as I am.
oh my god! And then Final Fantasy remake, when you play, it'd be like, oh, we're changing shit around. Why would you do that? It's a remake for a reason.
Yeah.
Now watch, they're gonna have
Yeah,
an
don't
option where you can
actually
pay
spoil
for
that.
Aerith to survive.
Ah!
I actually wanted to see Zach get blasted.
You want to survive? Pay.
Nah,
Nope.
That's
I
DLC.
love it.
Yeah, I never played it. Wait, do you fight him?
Ooh.
Zach?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe you'll fight him in the remake. You don't fight him in the original.
Dang.
Yeah, you're in 2 different areas.
Oh, understood.
Anyways, this the Nintendo Direct thing, it was alright. Found some
It's fine.
things. I like the was it? Yeah, I like the Necro Dancers and the other thing because I beat pretty much, was it the Hyrule of Prime or something?
Cadence of Hyrule.
Sorry, my brain's on the fritz. Yeah, I beat Cadence of Hyrule, and I was waiting for more stuff because it's multiplayer and it's really, really fucking fun. It's hard, but it's really, really fucking fun. It's not that hard to change possible to beat. And with that next with that WWE wrestling game, just remaster WWE All Stars. Just put it on the Switch. Just
That
do
trailer was cringy as hell, though.
Yeah.
Yo,
Them
I mean,
just
it's always
overreacting.
cringy when they have the
should
actual
just
people in
not
there.
bother with. They honestly should just not bother with the WWE one after all, especially after last time.
I just imagined all like this poor starving children out there that won't get any food, but these assholes are getting paid to fucking scream at each other.
Yeah.
That just made me very upset watching that.
Yeah, that was that was
then a
cringy.
repeat of a Y2K glitch happened with that game. We all were done.
Yeah. So
Oh, bro, did you see that wrestling move that you just did? Yo, yeah, I did it on your face. Yo, I'm just here listening like, bro, shut the fuck up. Yo, shut the fuck up, bro. Next.
I think Shin Megami Tensei 5 kind of like it made up for that the screaming nonsense of
yeah,
the
three
WWE.
remaster and 5. That was really
That's pretty
something
cool.
I'd like to see.
And I've never played a Shin Megami Tensei game, so I'm excited to try out 5.
Oh, you haven't? Yeah.
You haven't? Well, definitely look forward to it because I went into 4 blind and I wasn't disappointed, to be honest.
I haven't
Not
played
at all.
Shin Megami-
It was pretty fun.
I haven't played the Shin Megami Tensei game either, and I just all I heard was they're grinding on crack.
Imagine Persona on crack, and there you go.
Ooh.
The grinding is like just 10 times as difficult. I'm just like,
Oh, cool.
Oh,
We're about
okay.
to have a blast.
You know what was on even worse crack? Looking for Amaterasu. But that's another time for another day.
Yeah. Now it's got on to meat and potatoes. What Razor came for and what he's been licking his lips for the whole time.
And what I slept through.
Oh.
The Xbox Game Showcase. Showcase. Okay. Echo effect.
Echo.
So speaking of echoes, I forgot they did show off Dragon Quest 11. Also, this is going to be S version, just like the Switch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Echoes of
Good old-
Lucifer.
Oh yeah, the
Good
11
old Square Enix making you making those poor PC and PS4 players pay for the upgraded version again, $60.
thanks
Yeah.
for testing out the demo.
And
the price
apparently
rise,
this version is not going to have the 8-bit stuff in it. So,
Oh really? It's not?
yeah.
The
What?
8-bit stuff is still Switch exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Apparently, according to one of the tweets from developers, that's a Switch exclusive, the 8-bit stuff.
Oh, get out of here, Square Enix. Come on.
I'm trying to
Come
understand.
on.
Maybe they'll
It's
change it.
brilliant.
Maybe they'll change it if they get enough backlash. Who knows?
I mean, as long as the orchestrated soundtrack is in the PS4 and PC version, like officially, finally, that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay. Because that MIDI version is just unlistenable. It's just so awful.
Still, that's that booty butt bull crap. How can you do that?
Well, which, by the way, that the fact that Dragon Quest is like what Pokemon should strive to be and still not, is still a considerable thing of if they can get it right, why can't Game Freak? But that's another story for another day.
Well, it's. I will say that Dragon Quest 11, I think, is the best game Square Enix has made, in my opinion, in like fucking like 14, 13 years. I love Dragon Quest 11. Like, I think that's the best game they've made since Kingdom Hearts 2. or in my opinion.
Even Final Fantasy VII Remake?
I really like Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I still think Dragon Quest XI is better.
Yeah, Dragon Quest XI
I can't
is a
deny
great
that.
game. Dragon Quest XI
I played-
is long. Oh, go ahead.
This is why I hate stumbling over words, but when your game can be a demo, when you put out a demo, and I hear people you can get like over 100 hours in the demo alone.
Yeah.
There's a thing where it's just like that's just value right there. And it looks pretty too. That's just really great value.
You could have literally grinded to level 99 in that demo and then transferred that level 99 character to the full game. That was possible.
Yeah. I mean, Dragon Quest goes in. So yeah.
That's when you know your game's that fire.
So yeah.
Even if you didn't grind in that demo was 10 hours long of story.
Yep.
And I was like, is this going to end? Like, what did I accidentally download like the full game for free or something? Like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, you feel like, bad for a second, like, yo, did I get this for free? Like, what?
Yeah.
You looking around?
I got so much. That demo was longer than like some games some full $60 games that I've played.
Yo.
Like Resident Evil 3 Remake?
Yeah, pretty much. That game was longer than like Titanfall 2's campaign. It was longer than the Order 1886.
That's what I say. It's longer than the Order 1886 as a whole.
Yeah. I was like, when is this gonna end? And then finally they were like, oh, here we go. It's finally the ending. And I looked at the clock. It's like, you've been playing for 15 hours, son. I was like, what the fuck? What?
You look at the clock. You stare back at the game. You look back at the clock and stare at the game. Oh, we getting some shit now.
I was literally about to pull like $20 out of my wallet and just throw it at my TV and be like, here, take it. I feel guilty not paying for how long I've been playing this.
No, you should feel guilty. Actually, no, you shouldn't, because they already announced it's coming to Game Pass, and I'm like, bro, that is a wrap.
Oh yeah.
That's a wrap.
know that game's fire.
So Dragon Quest XI S exclusive age coming to Xbox. That is really good for them. You know, that's a top tier game.
Mm-hmm. It's also coming to PC.
Also PC and Game Pass.
With Game Pass, and you only have to do is pay $1 to access 200 hours worth of content, and it's pretty, and it has good gameplay.
Boy, what they doing? What they doing to me now?
Shouts to Akira Toriyama. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You still won't. You still won't email me back on my tweets, bro.
Bro, nah, bro. Akira Toriyama don't answer tweets.
What?
I just wish the music was better. That's my only like big gripe about 11.
It's not that bad.
It's like the classic stuff is amazing, obviously, but the new music just It's
Yeah, I don't like them substituting stuff with synthesizers instead of just using the actual.
That sounds horrible.
It could be like Final Fantasy VII Remake, where we just take the original track and remix it a whole bunch of times. Granted, they have some great remixes. But
Yeah.
it's just the
I was
whole
gonna say,
game.
I'm like, I don't know. Some of those remixes are pretty fantastic in remake. Not all of them, but some of them.
That sewer level one, that sewer level remix.
So.
Oh God, when they take my least favorite one is when they took the original Wall Market theme, and then they put it in that like crane game that they have you play before you get to the Wall Market with Era. And I was like, after playing that horrible mini game, I never want to hear that theme again.
But then you hear the squat. Then you hear the squat versions of it, and you'd be like, "Why can't I just have this battle music throughout this game?" The squat version of the FS7 remake.
My favorite remix in that game, besides like the one Winged Angel, which I thought they did like total justice to that, was the one that plays. It's a remix of the opening theme, like the dun 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 that plays when Aaron's like pumping you up to fight like the Destiny people and Sephiroth, where she's like, oh, if we go in, it'll change not only like the future, but it'll change ourselves. And they're playing like a badass hyped up version of the main theme, and I was like, God, this is giving me like goosebumps listening to this. This is great.
Then you fight the people in there, and then when you realize that, oh wait, I should have leveled up my characters. Now you know why. Get fucked.
Oh yeah. But trying to get back to the Xbox event real quick. They showed off, was it Exomecha? And
I have a list of everything.
yeah, that's a free-to-play game that features giant sword fighting mechs. Yeah,
What was that? I didn't see that.
Yeah,
Is that a
what?
pre-show?
That's
that was
what
the
I said.
pre-show.
Was that Jeff Keighley's thing?
Oh, the
Yeah.
pre-show. No wonder why it's not
Oh,
here.
Yeah, Exomecha.
I'm not counting that. I'm sorry, I'm not. If it's not in the show, I'm not counting it.
It's technically in the show.
And I just found Dragon Quest. Oh my! Oh, for God.
Exactly. Watch Dogs Legion, of course. We already know that's coming. Echo Generation, Hello Neighbor 2. Surprised they make a number 2 of that, because number 1
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
There is no story
Yeah.
number 1.
Exactly.
I heard number 1 was just. I heard number 1 was just. It was just disappointing.
I mean, it's just you messing around, going to the dude's
Yeah.
house, and find out his dark secret.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh. Yuji Naka with Square Enix is working on a new game called
Oh yeah,
Bell and Wonderland. Wonderworld, sorry. Wonderworld.
that looks fun.
Yeah, I like Yuji Naka, so I'll support it. Xbox One and Series X in spring 2021.
What about PlayStation?
And every other console. Pretty sure this is a multiplat. It's Square Enix.
Yeah, it's a multi-plat.
Halo
platform.
Infinite.
Can we get a Silent Hills game finally?
No.
Made by
Oh
Kojima?
please, Lord, I'll sacrifice a goat to fucking get Silent Hills, please.
You want Silent Hills? What you mean is you want Silent Hill Pachinko? Okay.
I want
No,
to hit the
oh.
lever with Pyramid Head.
Pachinko. That's
How
what we
much
heard.
you need, Konami? How much you need? I'll give you my wallet. I'll give you all. My firstborn.
They said we
It's
got
so sad
Pachinko.
It's so sad what's happened to Silent Hill in recent years. It just
Yeah.
makes me sad just looking at it. Just
Yeah. They actually have a pyramid head Pachinko in Japan.
Mhm.
and
And they almost managed to pull a Scott Pilgrim, but instead of wiping it from the face of the earth, some lucky people still got it. They still got the PT demo.
I hope to God that rumor of Sony funding and developing a new Silent Hill game is true. I would buy a PlayStation 5 just for that, honestly.
I'm buying a PlayStation 5 just for Miles Morales, so yeah.
Well,
I'm buying from Miles Morales and Demon Souls. But yeah.
Demon Souls, yeah.
If that happened, I would be amazed, but I would still wouldn't get a PS5.
Yeah.
Shoot, are we talking about the PlayStation?
See? Look what you did.
Right now.
But yeah,
Oh
Halo.
my God, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Xbox.
Halo Infinite. It looks like the story is trying to get back to like the Halo 3-esque story, and not Halo 4 and whatever the heck Halo 5 was doing. I still don't know what that campaign was about.
Mm-mm.
I played it twice.
Fight. I think it was
Throughout the
about
Death Warden.
Cortana going fucking crazy, and Master Chief is following Cortana's voice because he's trying to bring her back, some shit like that. And then Locke is all like, "We got to get Master Chief back because we're going to the fight." You know what the last cutscene was? Was them leaving off, and then all of a sudden we find Master Chief in space and Infinite. I have no fucking idea where this fucking story is going. I don't.
Yeah, so apparently he's hitchhiking a ride to Earth at the beginning of Halo Infinite. And this dude is very upset that Master Chief led him to all this. And Master Chief's like, yo, listen, I'm going to take out these cannons. I'm going to keep it real. I'm Scorpion now, because get over here. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, hey.
Yeah.
Scorpion. He's Master Chief.
That dude's teeth looked like it hurt because every time that brute closed his mouth, it like his teeth were going to cut into his gums. That just looked painful.
Yeah, that looked like a bad time.
Like, he's just like, ah.
Also, literally everything else looked really great, and then when the brute showed up, we was like, yeah.
Oh god, the most fun I've had from this conference is just downloading all the memes that have come out of that brute from Halo Infinite. They've been glorious. Like, I absolutely despise Twitter and the internet, but sometimes it has its positive uses. This is one of those times where, like, that Craig meme is just incredible. I feel so sorry because I really don't think this presentation went as well as 343 were hoping it would go. Just I got a feel for them to some extent, but just
Yeah.
I still don't know with Halo Infinite.
I think
Those were fun, to be honest.
it's gonna be a good campaign. I can't say about the multiplayer because 343. I don't know if they know what multiplayer is because they believe in taking out stuff and then putting stuff back in that doesn't
Oh,
work
yeah.
the way it should.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think them just the look, the graphics fine, whatever. I'm not I thought it looked fine in motion, the gameplay it looked fine. But I think that's the problem with Halo Infinite is that it just looks fine. It doesn't look really all that impressive for something that one is supposed to be the return of like the franchise for Xbox. Like, and I'm talking the in bold italics, neon lit, the flagship franchise for Microsoft, for Xbox. And it just kind of comes and it's like, oh, all right. And I think majority of people just kind of looked at it and were like, yeah, it looks fine. And that should not be the reaction. I don't think that should be the reaction for the Xbox Series, especially the one that's going to launch a new console. It's like if you're not going to put your best foot forward on this, you either need to set expectations from the beginning, or you need to just not show it at all and delay it. Like,
You mean games?
Huh?
You mean games?
Yeah, it's. I just don't know what they were thinking, honestly, with that Halo presentation, because the trailer that they showed after the presentation, that looked better graphically as well than the demo did. And the demo, just to me, it was just fine. And I just can't get over that. It's like, no, it should not look fine. This is Halo that we're talking about. Master Chief, Halo. Why does this come across as so like by the numbers? It's so odd. It just lacked something. It lacked like that wow factor for me.
Let me interject something. Do you think COVID probably played a role in this? Like,
Sure.
what if they
do.
just threw in like Microsoft came out and was like, hey, we need something. We need like a trailer or something to show off, and then
Sure.
just like we like they're probably like scrambling around and probably like, oh, here's an old build that we already made. Here you go, just show off that. It was probably like a ditch last minute effort.
I think that's part of it, but I think it's also on Microsoft to because I don't think this game is going to be ready for Xbox's launch. I
don't think so either.
I think they're going to release it anyway, but it's going to be like they're not even having ray tracing in at launch. It's coming after launch, which that console is like one of its big features is ray tracing. Why is ray tracing not in the big marquee launch game for your new console?
Oh, I'll tell you why. Because this game was initially developed for the one, and it's gonna still be on the one. So
Exactly.
the one doesn't have ray tracing. So because it's gonna be on one in Series X is gonna have to get this patch later for ray tracing.
Right. And I wonder too with them turning it more into a, and I hate it too. I'm gonna go on like a tiny little rant here. I thought it was complete bullshit the way they went. Oh, it's not a live service. It's a platform. And I'm like, motherfucker, that's the same thing. Those two things mean the same. Just because EA called loot boxes surprise mechanics, it doesn't automatically
Surprise!
make loot boxes. not loot boxes anymore.
I was surprised, all right.
Yeah. And it's the same shit here. It's like, oh, it's a platform. And I'm like, no, fucker, it's a live service. Like, you can't fool me on this. I know what you're doing. Like, if it's a live service, fucking man up and say that it's a live service. Like, I'm sorry, that's not our fault. That word is like so, like, it's such a dirty word to say now. That's your fucking problem. Your problem. You contributed to that shit. That's not our problem. And I also wonder too, like, that they're gonna make this the last Halo game for the foreseeable future. How long are they gonna support it on the original Xbox before they cast it away? If they have this big 10-year plan for it, how long are they gonna support it on the original Xbox?
How long did they support the last one?
I don't remember. Like a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe.
A couple months.
Well,
Yeah,
Halo
couple months
5,
they
I mean,
embedded
it technically still has events. Well, until COVID, it still had events they were putting money into. I'm not sure how good those events were, but it did have those events. I know a few streamers entered those events, and they had teams for that.
Okay. And then also just what are they going to add to it in the future? Is it just going to be, because just the way that I'm envisioning it, I literally just imagine it being Destiny 2 at this point. It's just Destiny 2 with a Halo skin. That's what I see when it's simple things. When I look at how big the map is, to me that looks like a Destiny map. That doesn't look like a Halo map. That looks like a Destiny map where there's waypoints, where there's like big expansive areas, and I'm just like, no, like I don't want that from Halo. I want a more guided, like a focused direction of like set pieces and stuff like that. Because you can't just take a franchise that's known for linear mission-based stuff and then plonk it into an open world setting and expect that to be like a great transition. It's like, no, you got to really know what you're doing when you bring in like a game that's known for linear stuff and then you plonk it into this open world setting. It just I don't even think 343 ever nailed the linear stuff to begin with. So what the hell gives them this idea that they're now going to be able to do this for like a Destiny style thing for Halo? I just don't understand the mindset other than like, fuck you, we want more money, so we're going to turn it into a live service.
That's the thing. I don't think they care anymore. When I saw the demo and when I saw the gameplay that came out, I felt something weird. It feels soulless. It feels like they don't care anymore.
Yeah, something definitely wasn't right when I tuned into those just now. Something definitely wasn't right.
I think
make a YouTube video.
I know Corona-chan did not mess them up that much.
No, it's
we're still not calling her that.
5 years. It's the same thing too with that trailer that they showed off with the new, I think it's called the Slipspace engine from E3 2018, and they showed off all this like these pretty effects and all these pretty graphics, and they were like, this is the engine we're going to be using for Halo Infinite. And like when you look at it, it looks beautiful. It's like, oh wow, like you guys are really serious. And then they're like, oh, it's coming to the Xbox One as well. I'm like, okay. And then I see the gameplay, which again, to be fair, is an old build, is going to look better at launch. I know that. But like I'm also very concerned with when they said, "Oh, we've got a long time until launch." I'm like, 4 months is not a long time. That's especially with the COVID stuff still going on. That's not a long time. So they're either going to have to delay this in order to make it really work on a first impressions basis, or they're going to do like what every other live service does, where they launch it half-baked, and they just add in the content later. It's going to be like Battlefield 5, basically.
Do you mind me piggybacking off your thing? Because I want to rant real quick about every other fucking company that comes out. Okay, company. When you be like, we got more stuff to show this year. How? You got 4 months left to release this goddamn console. Either 4 or 3. If you're at most 5 months. And I know that right now Microsoft and Sony are playing that, oh, are you going to give out a price game? Or oh, you're going to give out a price game. Or no, we're going to give out a price game before we release a release date. You have 4 or 5 months left. What the fuck are y'all going to do with this? What the fuck are y'all going to do with this time limit? Like, shit, you're going to...
pricing, that price might increase to 70. That's very bad.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The thing is too, like if we're gonna talk like direct comparison to like PS5 and Xbox, I assume the big game for PlayStation 5 launch is going to be Miles Morales. That's like the obvious assumption that it's going to be that. But I feel like Insomniac have a better grip on that game, and I think that has the advantage because that's going to be like a $40 game that still has the new wow factor of the new console, where it's like you got the SSD load times, you got the prettier textures, you got the 4K 60 frames per second mode on there, and it still looks good from the demo or not the demo, but the gameplay thing that they showed at the PS5 event.
Yeah.
And that's not, but they're not hinging the launch on that particular game. Like if that game were to get delayed, it's like, all right, it's not really that big of a deal. It sucks that it's not going to be there, but it's not that big of a deal. If they were to delay Halo, what else do they have? Like, what else do they have? Because they said that they're launching with 100 games apparently, and I'm like, okay, how many of those are going to be backwards compatible games? And how many are cross-gen? How many are multi-platform? How many are going to only be available on the Xbox One? Let's or Xbox Series X. I don't know. I just don't see the. I see a confident vision with PlayStation, but I don't see that with Xbox. And especially when I see Halo Infinite, and I see how substandard it looks compared to something that should be the big wow factor of the conference.
Yeah, and do you remember? And don't you remember the Scorpio versus the PS4 Pro?
Right.
The fact that how the PS4 Pro, even though it was like underpowered than the One X is right now,
Yeah.
he had like tons of great, amazing looking games, and just Xbox just didn't have any games to show off the One X. It's like it's going to be a repeat of what happened this generation.
Have any of you played? Have any of you played Ghost of Tsushima?
Yes.
That game to me looks like that game looks like so much better compared to like most of the next gen games that I've seen. And that's like that again, that doesn't have the best character models or facial animation or whatever, but artistically that game is like stunning. It looks so much better than most of the next gen games I've seen. Now it's like I want that for the next gen. I want that kind of wow factor. And to be fair with PlayStation, I didn't really get that either. That kind of like jaw-dropping wow factor, but I think they are closer to it than Xbox is for the games that they showed.
Well, they had Spider-Man, like a little sprinkles, like Spider-Man.
Sure.
And God
well, Ratchet and Clank even, I think even though the frame rate was really choppy, it still looked very impressive with the detail and the loading screens and everything.
Oh yeah.
But
if Ghost of Tsushima ever does go to PC, I may end up picking it up now.
I'll buy it. Yeah.
I mean, I will say this. I know when
I've seen the buzz that happened and the clown shenanigans that happened as well. The moment the overseas liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this as far as like the consoles launch, like with the One and the PS4. I still do think Rise Son of Rome is a very good looking game. It was boring, but it was a very good looking game.
Yeah.
Same thing with Batman Arkham Knight. Once again, it was there, but it was very good looking. I don't know, like, and those games kind of fooled me into thinking that that's how every game was gonna look, and that obviously didn't happen.
I think Sony has done with their big games a mostly consistent job of like actually showing the potential of what.
Yeah, we can hear you. That's fine. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. Like actually the actual potential of next gen, because I think I look at Last of Us and I go, that's next gen. I look at Ghost of Tsushima, I'm like, that looks next gen. I look at like God of War, I'm like, yeah, that looks very impressive, like graphically. I look at like what is what was that one big graphically powerful game for the Xbox? What was the Quantum Break or something?
Nah, Quantum Break was like 800p, I think.
Okay.
Gears of War 4 that had 100 gigabyte download at the end of its lifespan. That's one of them.
Yeah, Gears of War 4. Halo, was it Guardians? That looked good. It was once again it was boring, but it looked good.
It's just I don't know. I think with this next gen we're just kind of at the law of diminishing returns, where we can't make the big graphical leaps that we once could, because you can only look realistic up to a point.
It's like pretty much PlayStation had the talented developers, because PlayStation was smart buying the developers that it was pretty much been in the industry for like a long time, and they know how to make masterpieces.
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft never did any of that. Buy Bungie. They never bought Bungie. Bungie went to go do off their own little thing. And now, who is going to make the Halo now? 343 Industries. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. How do you have a Halo game without having proper couch co-op? Well, your friend is like busy, so you could always have Xbox. That's some bullshit.
It's just, to me, it's just kind of like baffling that Xbox still has not. I don't know.
Who's saying hi to me?
I just feel like they just don't have a good, solid like grasp of their first party studios. Not yet, anyway. I think we are still seeing the seeds being planted in some areas. And I don't think we're going to see the fruit until like midway through the generation, or hell, maybe not at the end, possibly.
Yeah, because it's pretty much they didn't buy any developers until this late, and I'm not gonna say it's too late because there's always a thing where you can do that.
Mhm.
But right as console launch, there is no reason for you to pick up an Xbox Series X. There's just
Right.
no fucking reason
Yeah.
unless you're like me and you have like an old Xbox One X and you're just gonna buy Series X so you can just give your old Xbox to my friend and sudden. But yeah, there's no reason to buy Series X if you could just get everything onto a PC. They shot themselves in the foot with that one too.
I also look at some of the studios that they bought, and I have serious questions as to like why. Like I look at something like Compulsion Games, which made We Happy Few, and I'm just like, why in God's name would you buy them after We Happy Few? Like what the hell? Or I look at like Undead Labs, and I'm like, why? Like I know you like. Why would you buy Undead Labs just so you can make another State of Decay? Like why don't you just make something else?
Speaking of which, they show off State of Decay 3.
Oh yeah, with a CGI trailer that's not at all gonna look like how the game is gonna look.
No,
It's gonna look like State of Decay 2.
no. Now I have a thing about State of Decay 2. It was weird because remember, I develop games, I code and I model. It was weird that it actually had an in-game item that if you got stuck in the stage, you use the item to get out of the stage.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious. State of Decay 2, it had an item that there was a bug in the game. They knew it was a bug in the game, so they had an in-game item that allowed you to circumvent the bug. Usually.
Wow. I mean, again, just like, why are you buying this studio that just keeps doing that?
I mean, State of Decay 1 was a great game. Then 2 was 2. So I mean, they're 1 for 1. So 3 could be good.
It's just I see the potential. I see the potential with all these companies. It's just that, like you said, we ain't gonna see anything until further down the line.
Yeah.
And how fast they're making State of Decay 3 from 2. Honestly, it would have been better for them to just not have a press conference. Just be like, "Hey, we're gonna take 1 year off so we can prep everything for not just our console launch, but further down the line." That would have been the better idea.
I think everything that we saw a CG trailer for, we're not going to have come out for at least another 2 years, bare minimum.
I mean, my theory about that is they're trying to have these be exclusive to the console exclusives to the X, Series X. So they're waiting 2 years for some of these games because it will be past 2 year window.
Yeah, and they're going to quietly kill the Xbox One, even though they said that they're like, oh no, we're going to support it for 2 years.
That's what I think they're doing.
Just going to like quietly kill it and then move on to the Series X, which
they just ended production on the Xbox One X.
That's legitimately what they did to the Nintendo 3DS. Nintendo.
Oh.
Yeah.
They ended production on the digital copy of Xbox One S.
Yeah.
No digital.
They're just running out of ideas. Honestly, they need to focus on a unique game. Like, let's talk about what's the most unique game that came out within the last 2 to 10
Ori?
years?
Where that showed up.
Like anywhere.
Well, the most unique game for Xbox was Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
That's easy.
Very unique, very beautiful.
Cuphead though is a
Cuphead
third-party thing though.
It is a third party.
It's on the Switch though.
Yeah, it's on the
Switch. That's the thing. Like the best Xbox games are on the Switch as well.
Yeah, because Blind Forest is on the Switch too.
Yeah.
But Will of Wisp isn't.
Yep, and Ori's on the Switch too. So I'm just like Ori and Cuphead.
Rare Replay, in my opinion, is like the best game the original Xbox One has. That's I'm not even joking. Like I legit believe that's like the only big system seller that it has.
Yeah, because it reminded us that Rare used to make games.
Yeah.
Well, this ain't the Rare that we used to know. This is a new Rare. Everybody keeps telling us.
Let's just be honest. I mean, when we had that development jump of how fast, like, there was a huge development in modeling and creating and graphics and processing in the last 10-year span. Okay.
Yes.
It used to take lines of code to design something. Everything would be pixelated to make it move or make it. But now any average Joe can literally go pick up a textbook on code or video games and make a pixelated game. It's not hard. Now, would it be able to fight a AAA game? No, but if you look at it like this, I hate the fact that they spend 3 to 5 years developing a game. They have literally 3 to 5 years to build this game, make it look good, make it functional, and they work in teams of people. It's not just one developer, it's teams of people to do these jobs. How do they still fall short of their own goals?
I disagree slightly with what you said about like them not being able to compete with like a AAA game, because I think they can under very specific circumstances, and if they're lucky,
Well,
I think
no,
they can.
when I said that, I didn't mean it in like a sense like that. Like a AAA game
Okay.
is backed
Gotcha.
by thousands to tens of thousands of dollars.
Right.
Millions.
Can go up to millions. True, yes.
Billions
See,
even, like with Destiny.
Hasa, I do see what you're coming from, and that's where the whole indie showcase comes from. But I also see what you're also coming from. Why they're not hiring more new bloods to just come and work in their main studios where I never heard of them doing that. Are they?
Yeah, me neither.
Just
I
think
think they
of it
just
like
need
this.
to let
Like
franchises die too.
me and Epic both went to the same. Like several of us in this chat went to Art Institute, and that's where we went to college to learn about our career paths we want to take. Me and Epic are both know how to code, build models, texture. We can do a little bit of everything. So, but while we were at college, it's a year-round school, and each course was only like 3 months long, if that. And we were able to build a semi-functional game in 3 months by ourselves. That was textured, that was modeled, that was all these aspects.
Yeah, they had slight story kind of elements to it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So so like that's what Hot Sauce saying with that is like we did that and we had no budget, of course. We were just doing
We
it.
had no budget besides the programs they paid for us to be able to use their computers.
Yeah. So
It's-
yeah, it's just always weird to me when I see these developers and like they have millions upon millions of dollars to do something, and they don't really
They don't live up to that.
they don't do anything with it. And it's like if you give me that kind of money, I could do something with that.
They either don't do it, or they completely messed it up, or they lollygag the whole entire time.
Or they do this live services. Shout out to Razer.
Or they lie about what it looks like, and then it comes out and it looks like incredibly subpar.
Yeah, like the original Watch
marketing
Dogs.
it.
Yeah.
See, I want to defend against that, but no, y'all obviously have a fucking point there. Like, you have somebody, like, they have some of these college students that can do fucking amazing work, do some amazing artwork, but they don't get contracted out to do some main AAA work. They usually got in-house to do it, and when they in-house, like, put out stuff, sometimes it doesn't look great. Like, obviously, Halo 5 looks way better than that trailer they showed in Halo Infinite. But they said that's an older build, so, we're gonna just have to wait. And Microsoft, if you want an idea, if you want a mascot and you don't want to be Master Chief, you could just bring Conker. You could bring like Rare's old IP back, have it be Banjo-Kazooie, or you could have it Conker. Conker could just be, because Conker is a platformer with also shooting mechanics too. You could just make Conker your fucking mascot.
That fills a niche that they don't have. It's like an R-rated foul-mouthed platform mascot. They don't have those anymore. And I think Xbox, you have plenty of zombie first-person shooters. You have plenty of live services out there. I do not understand why Xbox is just hoarding these franchises like Smaug's treasure from The Hobbit, and they just don't use them. They're just there. Like people would literally like pay Xbox to just take the franchise from them, and they would do something with it. But Xbox is just like, no, and they just let it sit there for years on end doing nothing.
Yeah, if they were going to pick a mascot, I think Master Chief would have been the better bet. Everyone assumes so anyways.
Sure.
Well, at least now.
All right, hang on. Everybody, do everybody have an old game that will like that's on Microsoft side, like
Perfect
Microsoft
Dark.
games that you wish pretty much be popping.
Perfect Dark. I
Links to
keep
the
saying
time
that, and I'll keep saying.
I never owned anything that spots related.
Well, no,
So
Perfect
that's
Dark was on the
Perfect Dark.
N64.
Like no, just an old game that Microsoft,
Yeah.
Microsoft can bring back. Like they could bring back a Jet Set Radio if they threw money at Sega.
Yeah.
They know they could.
Links to the Time Cat. That's another mascot platformer. They could do that.
They could bring
One
back
thing.
anything
We could do
Rare
Warriors.
owns. Rare is over so many titles.
Warriors would be really cool.
They could just buy the rights from 007. Because Nintendo and Rare technically share that. They could just buy it from Nintendo or do a deal with Nintendo where they can get it on their platform. Like, because Nintendo's obviously not making those games anymore.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just Xbox. I think they just need to. I don't know what they need to do at this point. Honestly, they just need to have either they need to make better investments or they need to have better luck. Because I just think they made so many bad investments in the studios that they were partnering with throughout the Xbox One generation.
Well, here's what I think they need to do. It's what they're doing now, but it's gonna take them a time. They needed to do those things now because now they need a blank slate and they need to kill off their first party titles because they now just got companies. They need companies to make these new IPs and they need to find now back new IPs so they can cherry pick which one will pretty much represents our company now.
Oh.
Because they're doing the whole, if you like, they're doing the whole ecosystem. They're not doing one console anymore. They're doing a whole ecosystem. Like no matter if you play it on phone, on computer or Xbox, they're doing that. So I'm like, I don't really care if you do that. Just make sure that you have games to boot. And now with all these new companies, they're trying to pretty much like a blank slate. Now we got companies we're going to make new games. And it's going to take us years to do.
Here's the thing with the Game Pass, though, with this whole ecosystem, is that I read a comment that actually was interesting. It's something I never thought of before. Do you think Xbox is willing to let these games not strive for excellence because they just need content for Game Pass? Like they need these games to be good enough so people don't unsubscribe from Game Pass.
I don't believe that. I don't
Okay.
believe that just for the simple fact. I just think Xbox is allowing the developers just to have too much power with stuff.
Okay.
I mean, it's sort of the same thing with Nintendo and the Wii U. They didn't push for third parties as hard as they should. And they're like, if y'all want to come, y'all can. And, so you see how that ended up. But with the Switch, they're more pushing and actually going out there trying to get them, which is why the Switch has more support than the Wii U did.
Yeah, that was
So-
actually the last lesson that they learned.
Yeah, so I think that's what Microsoft is doing. They're just like, you guys can do what you want. It's like the same thing with Rare. Like they weren't actively pushing Rare to make games. They're like, you can, but we just kind of, you just kind of do whatever, and we'll just give you a check. So they're like, oh, we're getting a check essentially for doing nothing. So it breeds laziness when you find out you're gonna get a check even if you don't do anything.
Right. I think in a way that ties back to like the it's good enough approach to their like what Xbox is doing with their first party games. Where I think Nintendo and Sony have to strive for some sort of excellence because they don't have an ecosystem. They have a console that they need to sell. And that I think that mindset goes into these games where they need to have must-have experiences in order to sell hardware, because you can't get God of War on an Xbox, you can't get Breath of the Wild on a PlayStation. Like you need these one specific console to have that. But with Xbox, you don't need that anymore. So there's much less of an inclination to strive for excellence in order to sell a piece of hardware. Where all you really need to do is just have a good PC and pay $10 a month for Game Pass. That's all you need to do. You do not need to sell people on a $500, $600 console anymore on their side of the aisle.
See, that makes sense because remember when Sony went out and do that, when Sony had their press conference and everything, I think it was like when it was released their earnings of 2019, it was some year where it was like on their gaming division is doing way better than their through their like TVs, or they're trying to build a car now, whatever the fuck the main thing is doing. But their PlayStation market for Sony is making way more bank. It's actually carrying the company.
Right.
So that makes more sense why they're literally trying to undercut Microsoft, because they're banking on, like, Sony's banking on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's why they're
It's-
trying to make it affordable as
Yeah.
possible.
It's like their survival depends on these games being excellent to sell this hardware, which that hunger for sales pushes them to make things that are like really great, and then we in turn benefit from that. Whereas Xbox, they can continue to just make things that are merely good. Like they could get away with making merely good games, but they'll make money from it, but the games themselves will suffer from it in the end. I think that's just what I read, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
No, because Microsoft got the OS, the operating system for the computers. They're making bank off that.
Mm-hmm.
They honestly don't need anything else.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause I think the
this feels like a
Xbox market
second
only
thing.
is 7% of Microsoft's entire profit.
Oh, really?
It's a minuscule amount. So if this were to die, they'd be out 7% of their profit, which is still a lot when you think about Microsoft, how much Microsoft makes, but
Yeah.
not a lot to them. It'd be the equivalent of you losing like maybe $7.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
out of 100, but yeah.
They have 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I still have that 93. You could still buy a new next-gen 2K game with that.
Yeah, you can
But yeah,
still.
it's
So-
just, I think they made a wrong move in the development team in switching who owns them and stuff, because if you have an owner, it's like football, okay? People can buy football teams. Legitimately, they can buy a football team. And let's say I was an owner and I buy a football team. I'm like, you know what? I love this team. I'm going to work on them, get them trained, make sure we have the best players, the best equipment, so we can have the best season we ever had.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say I took the football thing and I gave it to like Epic or Suko. Chances are they probably don't care. Chances are they probably wouldn't do anything. They're like, oh, your equipment's good enough. You're doing fine. We'll keep the pick order like we did last time. They're not trying to make anything else. They're trying to be. They're not, like you said, they're not really striving for perfection anymore. They're just trying to. Not even really trying at all. They're just, okay, here's a paycheck. Do your job.
It's a steady stream of good content. It's not a steady stream of excellent content.
Yeah.
And good is enough, I guess. Which good is better than terrible. Absolutely.
Good is for enough for the consumers.
Right.
Yeah, they're not releasing the Ouya.
Good is good, but at least it's better than dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Well, they can still do better.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, yeah. Also, they showed off Forza Motorsport. No, they didn't. Everwild, Tell Me Why, which looks like
Life
what's
is
the-
Strange.
yeah, Life is Strange.
Yeah.
I didn't like Life is
Pretty much
Strange, but
Strange.
there's a market for
Sure.
that.
It's from the same studio.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
Life is Strange was done wrong in a sense. Like, they tried to make it exactly, in my opinion, they made it too much like the butterfly effect. Like, okay, here's this person that has a depressing life that now discovers that they can use photos to go back in time and change some kind of history event or some kind of event. So I think being able to rewind time and play games like that, kind of like what's that game? Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight, when it first was introduced, and everyone loved that idea of you could go back in time to do this jump or to defeat these enemies. That was a very clever mechanic and very powerful one.
Oh yeah, when Nintendo introduced that with the replay mode, I think something like that.
Mm-hmm. So I think mechanically they had a failure on their part, like because it was more of like a detective game and but you can rewind it. Like it didn't make sense why they would do that, or why you could only go back so far. Like, why can't you? I think it would have been cool if they would have introduced like a photo album book or something in like Max's dorm room, where she could have went in it, and so it's like it would
She
be
kind of
equivalent to
did
a
that in one of the
chapter.
parts.
Well, yeah, but
She has limits to her powers too, from what I remember. And it's been a couple years since I've played it, but
she does. But
yeah. Well, there's that part where she can't travel back, and I think it's in the second episode this happens, where her friend is gonna like jump off the roof to kill herself,
yeah,
and you don't get any kind of do-over with that. It's like you either convince her to not kill herself, or you fail and she kills herself. So
yeah.
I think it's a little. I'll agree with you. It's wishy-washy with the rules of the time travel thing, and I thought the ending was really bad. Like either way you did it. But the reason
Yeah, either Chloe dies or the town dies.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Either you sacrifice the town or you sacrifice your best friend.
Yeah.
Let
Which game was
millions
this
die
again?
Life
or
is Strange.
save the one chick.
Oh man.
Save your best friend.
But
I
I like the original Life is Strange just because of its atmosphere. Like I like the very fall season, sunset lit, melancholic kind of like high school drama kind of thing. I like that kind of stuff. I thought that was done very well. It carried the many problems that Life is Strange had. I thought that prequel that they did was one of the worst things I've ever played.
Yeah, before the storm.
I thought that was awful. That just like, oh my god.
I thought the art style was amazing.
Don't worry, you guys. I'll
The
play
art
the
style is
spoiler
good,
advisory.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you put a spoiler, but it's Life is Strange.
Yeah, the fact that Life is Strange 2, the fact that they didn't explain what happened, like what happened and when, like they're gonna gloss over that and they're not gonna explain how your choices affected, like did they destroy the town or not, and they just like, we're not gonna explain that. Here's a brand new story. All right,
There is one part in the first episode where you go to Arcadia Bay, and it's either there or it's destroyed. And that's based on like the save file that you had, or I think it's
Okay.
like,
Well, at least they did
some
that.
kind of decision or something. And that, but again, that's the only reference to the first one that there is.
Yep.
And I only played the first episode of Life is Strange, and I was just kind of like,
Wait, but
this is alright.
wasn't Before the Storm a different team though?
Yeah, but it's still, I was
Yeah,
like,
I mean it was still garbage, but I mean
it's still terrible.
I didn't like Life is Strange 1, so.
Oh, okay, but tell me why it's. I don't know. It's.
I also didn't like that Captain Andrew, whatever the heck that was.
Oh, the alcoholic father of the one where he's like, where it's
Personally, honestly, sounds like Life is Strange, but boring. But that's just to me.
I think they're banking a lot on the idea of it being like, this is a story about a trans character, which I think they're putting a lot of eggs into that basket, which...
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
especially with that basket.
Yeah, which makes me nervous because Don't Nod doesn't exactly have the best reputation for subtlety or anything like that. They're not very good at these politically loaded kind of games. That like I remember in Life is Strange 2 when there's a part where you get kidnapped by like the stereotypical evil white man, and he very bluntly says like, this is why we need to build the wall, and I was like, I wonder what that could be referring to.
Build it.
And then apparently, like, I didn't know this, but one of my friends told me, because I never played the other episodes, one of my friends told me they actually reached, like, the border, and they blow it up in order to go into Mexico. I was like, what? I was like, I just imagined, like, something really silly, like in my head, and then when I went and looked at the video for it, I was like, yeah, that's so silly as I imagined it, but look.
Yeah.
If you want a successful game, make a silly item in that game. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it does. Just make a silly item. Like, was it PUBG has the frying pan, I believe? Or is that something else?
I don't know. I haven't played PUBG.
No, PUBG
Yeah,
has the front end.
Okay. So you just make this silly item. It could be like, let's say you make a Hitman. They have a rubber ducky that you can. It's an explosive that you can detonate.
That reminds me of a live Splatoon. A lot of those items are silly. The most notable was the Booyah Bomb and their hammer. And the hammer where you have to hold it in order to go just one fist route.
Nah, that's called the band
it
hammer.
leaves you open.
Nah, that's the band hammer. That thing hits you, you're banned.
Hey, that's a good idea.
I was like, whoa.
See,
That's a
I'm
good
seeing
weapon
with-
for fourth breaking wall game. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
no, you're good because we're all gonna
You're
talk
good.
about each other anyways. But see, I'm not a fan of Life is Strange games, either of them. It's because I understand that they're trying to tell a story, and they're trying to tell this interesting story. The problem is I see what you're saying because they're too serious. When they get serious, they get too serious to the point where it gets uncanny. So when they do joke, it comes off weird.
It's a European team trying to emulate American lingo, and it's as awkward as it sounds.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, they looked at Reddit and they said, "This is how Americans think." That's
Or
what they
even
did.
worse, Twitter.
You
going
have this
going back to tell
stereotypical-
me, oh sorry,
Tell me why.
going back to
Go
tell
ahead.
me why, they actually like the developers themselves spoiled their own first episode just as like a trigger warning to people who want to play it, which I thought was very strange when I
Well,
I
life
looked at
is
their
strange.
I looked at their FAQ and like they just spoiled the big mystery in the trailer just as like a trigger warning.
Wow.
I was
Okay.
like, did they just like give away the big reveal of the first episode and the what? And so I had to kind of like look at it again, and I was like, oh, well, I don't even need to play it now. I know what happens. Like,
Thanks,
Yo.
team. You did my
Okay.
job.
Yo, listen,
for me.
this game seems like it's copying that one movie with that mirror that turned the family evil or something like that.
oh,
And then the son killed the dad. Here, the son kills the father or something like that.
Oculus.
Was that the name of it?
Oculus. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
a
I
great
thought it was-
movie.
Yeah, that was a good
Oh,
movie.
Mirror.
It seemed like this
thought it was Black
game
Mirror.
is copying that story.
Oculus. That's the one.
Except instead of a dad, it's the mom.
Yeah, well, you're talking about the one where like the woman eats the apple and then like the mirror inserts glass into it, and it's like she's eating like a light bulb or something, and she like
Oh,
puts her
man.
mouth on it. That's Oculus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it's sort of trying to do that story with the whole brother sister thing. They come back to their childhood house, and I don't know. I'm guessing the brother had some altercation with the mother. In that other movie, the brother had an altercation with the dad, not the mother.
Yeah.
It seems like it's doing that story. At least from what I was seeing from the trailer, I'm like, I don't know. I've seen the movie, and the movie was great. I don't think this game's gonna be great.
No, I think honestly, Don't Nod, the developer, is making the more interesting game with Twin Mirror, which is like that Twin Peaks looking thing that they're doing.
Yeah. So
That looks better to me. That just looks more interesting than Tell Me Why. Tell Me Why, I don't know.
I mean, there's an audience for it, so more
Sure,
games is always good.
definitely.
So I'm not gonna play it, but anyone who does, they can. Ori and the Will of the Wisp is getting an update.
Let me
Yeah.
say like this: like when they did Life is Strange 2, when they did the whole racist bit, the only thing I found weird is, have you noticed that when everything went down, only 2 people was out there? I'm sure that if there was something racist at that time period, everybody will be looking at it. I think there'll be more than just, I don't know. I feel like their story is like,
Wasn't it like a small?
it's unrealistic.
Like it wasn't it a small town?
I don't.
They said it
I
was
did not
a
play
small
Life
town,
is
but even if
Strange
it was a
2
small
at
town-
all.
It looks,
Well, no.
it looks bigger than
my
Arcadia.
point is, if it was a small town, everyone would have been watching anyways.
Yeah.
Like
And
you literally can't go. You could enter a small town, and then by the time you hit the second street, everyone knows you're there.
Yeah,
You're
I
out of
know.
bounds.
I was born in a small town. Yeah, everyone knows everyone there.
So that's why I said it's kind of bullshit how the kids got away. I'm like, even if you get close away, I'm pretty sure they have more stuff to track y'all. But I think that's just me overthinking it because I'm just like, there's like, even though there are racist people, because that's what they're trying to say about that whole Life is Strange 2. Like, it's just racism, trying to deal with racism, trying to deal with if you're the older brother, how to take care of your siblings with powers and shit like that. Which, by the way, I feel like it's bullshit to give the little brother the powers and not give the big brother any type of powers. A little biasism and just be like, you don't understand me. And the little brother being a piece of shit for no fucking reason. And he's like, bro, you don't understand the gravitation of our situation here.
What are you talking about now? What?
Life is Strange 2.
Yeah, Life is Strange.
Yeah,
Once again, I did not play that game at all. I know nothing about that game. Because
I've only
none of
played
those games were
Yeah,
good.
me
Boys be on the
neither,
run.
and I don't want any of it, to be honest.
Yeah, Life is Strange, Before the Storm, that Captain Andrew, whatever that game. I was like, all of this is bad.
I liked the captain thing just because it was like I laughed at the alcoholic dad. Just like he just was like it's like again it's like a European team emulating an American lingo where it's like what do you think the stereotypical drunk American male sounds like? Oh, he sounds like this, and that's exactly what like Captain what the fuck ever's dad sounded like in that demo. Like I was like, oh, all right.
Watch how once I upload this video tomorrow, someone's going to get mad.
And that's if he's not barfing or pissing in the corner.
I like the Life is Strange moment. It's like episode 1, and you're talking to the drug dealer dude, and he's eating beans in the fucking diner. And there's like this one option. You're like, he's like,
right.
Beans, my beans, and he just flips out because of his beans, and he slips and falls, and he's just being dumb.
I hated that one kid that was always like trying to talk to Max in the first one.
The geek.
Yeah, where he's like, hey, they're showing Planet of the Apes at this thing, and I want to go to the drive-in, yo. And I'm like, how much is this game? Because I don't want to play this anymore.
He's a geek that's hitting on Max, which Max is still like, one really thinks. I don't even honestly think she thinks of him as a friend.
He's totally in the friend zone in my playthrough.
Like, I don't think he's even in the friend zone. I think he's like not even in the freaking registry at all.
Well, you can get with him in the end, and like when presented with that option, like to me, I just went, nope, staying in the friend zone, boy.
Everything that happened in that town when I played the playthrough of it, and I got to do that with my friend's console, I chose Chloe at the end. I chose
so did I.
The town. The town is shit. You know, I'm sticking with Chloe.
Yeah, I chose the town. I was like, I'd rather Chloe needs to die.
I saved Chloe too many times to let her die. I was like, nah, bro. I put work into saving you. You survived. Everyone else died.
I
hated the town.
I did not. I hated the town.
I hated everyone.
Congratulations.
I hated everyone. I was like, you guys could die.
That's
this director's cut's gonna be fun to edit.
Like tell me why. I just look at these characters and I'm just like I'm not seeing anything that I haven't seen already before in Life is Strange. They look the same. They sound the same. Like,
wait,
all
who's
right.
Life is Strange devs? I forgot.
Don't not.
Don't not.
Don't not. Just make a horror game. Just make a horror game.
They did. They made Vampire, which I guess kind of counts as a horror game.
Vampire was decent.
Vampire looked amazing. There was some in my opinion, there was problems with some of the lighting situations. Like if you got too close to the flame of like a flaming barrel or something, or like when you're going through that house that's been burnt down in the beginning.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It just looks so bad. Like it was like.
Oh yeah, it has no textures on it.
Sun.
It has no textures on it. Like if you get too close, that was something I was like, wait, where did textures? Like when you're far away, they're there, but I guess when you get close, they don't render or something. I don't know. It's just.
Well, you're like looking in the middle of it.
Yeah, and it's just the textures disappear. I was like, what happened? But Vampire was better than any of the other games. I didn't think Vampire was all that good.
Just make a '90s horror, like just make a '90s horror game and develop like Until Dawn. Like you're not Until Dawn. Don't be Until Dawn, but just be something like Until Dawn, or at least in a horror vision of your own setting.
Well, how about
Until
you
Dawn was like a
research
different
monsters? Research a monster that will not say feasible, but let's say you do. Someone makes a game on the Minotaur, the Minotaur's maze.
Ooh.
I think it'd be really cool to be like a mansion, and you go into this underground like catacomb of, and then you're being chased by a zombified Minotaur.
And turns out you trapped yourself into a labyrinth, and now you gotta get out somehow.
Well, it's like if I were to develop something like this, I would say, let's say the player came there because it starts off kind of like the movie Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy.
Just make Eddie Murphy the main character. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yes, make Eddie Murphy the main character. Automatically buy.
I want to slap the shit out of some people now.
Ah!
Oh, dang. Well, before we do that, let's move on to the Outer World. Sorry, Outer Worlds Peril on Gorgon DLC. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, it was a good game. DLC for it. Nice. It's only $15 too, so that's good. Grounded.
Oh, really?
I love the trailer for Grounded. I was talking to DC about it. It was funny. If you're looking for the next big game of the year, then wait for Cyberpunk. But if you want the smallest, like they're shouting out a fellow developer while also pitching their game.
The only reason I was not impressed is because I played Grounded, and it bored the hell out of me when I played it. Honestly.
Oh yeah, it might not be a fun game, but like that was a good trailer.
Yeah,
that was a good trailer.
It's a good trailer. My only issue is like the like it does not look anywhere near as polished as they make it look in that trailer. And it's not the full game that's coming out. It's just early access.
It's early access.
Yeah, which again, it's like okay, well, thank God they announced that Avowed game, because if that was the next project from Obsidian, I'd be like, ugh.
Speaking of it, Avowed, first-person fantasy RPG from Obsidian Entertainment.
Yes.
Of course, no release date was given, but yo, that game looks good. It looks like the next Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah.
It was all CGI. We don't know what the hell the game is gonna look like.
It's probably gonna look around like that.
All I have to see is like a first-person perspective, like a sword in the right hand, a magic spell in the left, and I'm like, sold. I'll take it.
I mean, Obsidian knows how to make, Elder Scrolls games.
Well, they know how to make a better Fallout game than Bethesda does.
Yeah,
true.
So isn't this game set in like the Pillars of Eternity universe or something like that?
I think so.
Wait, does Microsoft own Obsidian?
No, but it partnered with them, I think. Wait, do they own them?
They own them now.
Oh, they own them? Okay. I knew they were partnered with them. I didn't know they own. Okay, nice.
Yeah, Grounded and Avowed are the debut games from now that they're under Xbox's umbrella. Well, which if Avowed is what they need, like if Avowed is something they can make with Xbox's money, that's honestly a studio that I'm like, okay, that makes sense to purchase them. Like, I'm fine with that. Like, that's a very good acquisition.
Oh, and it's coming to Series X and Windows 10, so that means it's only coming to Series X. Because the Windows 10 store is one of the worst stores in the world. It adds 18 frames of lag to whatever game you're playing. No lie.
Be on PC too, to be fair.
Nah, bro. They said Xbox Series X and Windows 10, meaning no Steam. So that means it's not going to run on Windows 10. So that means Series X is the only version.
You got one option.
The Windows 10 store, you don't understand, Razor. It's the worst when you download a game from it.
Oh, I know. I had to download Forza Horizon 4 on it. It was terrible.
Like, how do you add more lag, bro? To
be fair, I've never had any problems downloading it through Game Pass, though. That's the thing. Like, Windows Store, bad. Game Pass, I've had nothing but decent experiences with.
Okay, so maybe that helped. But like, if you just talk about Windows 10, that means it's only coming to Series X because Windows 10 store, that's not an option.
It's bad.
How does Microsoft, a multi-billion-dollar company, and their store still sucks? It makes no sense.
Avowed looks like the Skyrim game that we wanted. It's probably going to come out first before. That's the saddest thing. It will come out first before Elder Scrolls 6.
That'll make me not want Elder Scrolls 6 after
Yo,
Avowed, hopefully.
When Avowed comes out, I'm going to have to try to send a copy to Shirley Curry, the Skyrim grandma.
So you can be like, hey, this is how it's done.
I'm like, Elder Scrolls 6 probably not going to come out in your lifetime, unfortunately. So here's Avowed. I'm sending this to you. Enjoy. She's such a nice lady.
It's crazy to think, too, that Obsidian have beat Bethesda already at their like space exploration game.
Yeah. So, yeah. As Dusk Falls.
Space exploration game.
Beat them to it.
Did y'all ever hear of, I think it's called Space Engineers or something? It's like an old... it was a game that came out a long time ago for the PC.
If it was PC, I didn't hear about it.
You, like, can mine asteroids and stuff and develop and build to get minerals to build bigger ships. And
I think I know what you're talking about.
No Man's Sky?
No.
You're almost there, but not really.
I think it's called Space Engineers or something like that. It looked like it'd be one of those games that would be fun to like build or at least play. Let's see if I can find a picture of it.
Okay, but yeah, As Dusk Falls, which was another interactive drama developed by Interior Night. Once again, interactive dramas don't really appeal to me.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, those non-animated bodies putting the power of the Xbox Series X to good use.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a market for this, so if anyone's excited, cool. But
I'm giving them shit.
But yeah, no, it's just I want to say that because people will try to message me on Discord and be like, "Hey, you're saying all this because you're upset about this and blah blah." No, I'm not. I just don't like the game. You can like it, I just don't.
I was laughing so hard because when Hellblade fans was like, "We're going to get gameplay." Nope.
Yeah.
So just
that don't look like no gameplay.
Yeah. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 is taking place in Iceland actually. So Iceland. I said Scotland earlier. Iceland.
That broke my heart. That was like them like just the biggest blue balls I've gotten out of any of these fucking conferences in a long time.
You know what's funny? This was almost as bad as before Mass Effect Andromeda came out. Like before we even got an announcement of it, we just had developers saying we're working hard, and they showed us an action figure. This was almost as bad as that.
At least we've seen because I think that last trailer, the first trailer that we got for Hellblade 2 was really awesome as far as like the atmosphere and the visuals that we saw. I thought it's not gonna look like that, but it looked like as a mood piece. I was like, I am sold. So I would have been fine if we had just gotten another mood piece trailer, but we didn't even get that. We just got we have a new developer diary, which I'm happy they're doing those because I really enjoyed watching those developer diaries from the original Hellblade. But I'm like, no, you don't do that. Like with this big Xbox showcase, you don't tease your appearance and then be like, "Hey, we got our drone footage of Iceland. You can look at." It's like,
Mango, I got you. Mango, I got you.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, this.
Eddie probably didn't even hear that. Damn.
What were you gonna play?
Damn, that shit's low. I thought it was gonna be louder than that.
Oh yeah, because
it was a failed trumpet trombone sound. That's how.
Wah. Okay, that.
Oh yeah. Oh, you could do the price, right? The boom 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 boom.
No, it's like when Patrick was like boo, yeah. But that's how I felt. Like,
you suck.
Developers, we like it that y'all have life to y'all, but listen, know what? Like,
you
Like, I'm working on a game. I don't think people want to see, yo, listen, Hotside and I are working hard on this game. Look at us in the Bahamas. We're getting footage from the Bahamas. I don't think anyone wants to see that. They want to see the game.
We're building a futuristic game.
Here's
one
drone footage
of-
of me getting a beer out of the fridge.
Yeah.
That's our new
Was
gameplay.
Was you working on a game, not lollygagging?
Yo, we drinking.
Which to
we
be
drinking
fair-
low god iced tea, man. Listen.
To be 100% fair
my
to
speakers?
Ninja Theory,
What's the thing? Watch Dogs 2.
Legion.
Got, like the new drones.
Well, no,
Legion.
that's Watch Dogs 3, Legion.
looks
Yeah.
awesome.
Watch Dogs 3 Legion. It's got the huge drones that carry everything.
That looks awesome.
Someone needs to do. I would love to see someone actually get a huge drone like that to pick up cars.
I want to play as the
just
grandma.
to mess with people.
Oh, the grandma.
Killer grandma. That's why
Killer grandma with double tasers.
Yes, that's the reason why I'm gonna get that game is for Killer Grandma.
But to be fair to Ninja Theory, I think Ninja Theory, they have a really great track record with their games. I think Hellblade 2 is going to be very good. I have a lot more faith in that game than I do.
Oh, no doubt,
the
no
majority
doubt.
of games on this list.
It's
Honestly.
gonna be a great game. It's just I didn't care about y'all being in Iceland
Right.
for a big
exactly.
event. Like, you can show me that in your own time. Like, if y'all release that on your Twitter or on your YouTube channel, I'd look at that.
Yeah.
But
Like I just wanted more. Like, I didn't even need gameplay. I just wanted another just something like that last trailer at the Game Awards that was just like really dark and moody, and I'm like, I want more of that. And then they're just like, no, here's Iceland. I'm like,
yeah,
I think it works now.
there we go.
there it is.
Aaron. Okay.
Robotic wise.
Yeah, that's it.
My only concern though with Hellblade 2 is that like I think the first one is a very like intimate, personal kind of thing, and it's a very clear passion project for Ninja Theory where they like really took it seriously in terms of researching the psychosis aspect to it. I like the idea behind Hellblade 2 where now they're gonna explore how madness shapes civilizations and like religion and myth and stuff like that. I think that's intriguing. But I think the first Hellblade just ended with like it was a fine ending. It was like I didn't need another game, and I was kind of hoping they would move on and do another, like a new IP for Xbox. But again, it's like it's another franchise, another sequel that we know, and it's like I am accepting of it. Like that's fine, like Hellblade 2. But I hope it's not. I hope it doesn't come across as hokey compared to the first Hellblade. Where the first one, it works because it's all from Senua's perspective. She's alone throughout the most of the game, and you're stuck with the voices in her head. And it seems like in this new one, she's going to be talking to more people, and it's like, okay, I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure it'll be very good, but I have concerns about it. That's what I'll say.
No, I know what you're talking about. It's like
Yeah,
how
it
the
sounds
first
concerning.
at the first game and how it presented itself, because it was how the game was really unique.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you have like you're hearing the voices in your head, and it makes it feel like, are you going insane or is she going insane? And it's literally affecting your gameplay style because, like, literally the voices will fucking mess with you in combat. Like, over here, there's a spy behind me. No, there isn't. They're fucking with you.
The audio design in that game is just like some of the best I've ever seen in a video game. Like it just like whoever's idea it was to do like that binaural audio where it feels like the voices are like swarming around in your head, like all around you. That was like a brilliant, genius idea, and it worked so well with Hellblade. I don't think you could have Hellblade without that one single feature in it.
Not anymore.
Oh yeah.
We have because of the ending. I'm not going to spoil it either, but you know.
Right. Yeah.
It's I do feel you where you're coming from. Like in the sequel, how can you rev up what the first game delivered? And chances are, I'm kind of with you. I don't think they can. I think what they're going to go with is something totally different.
Sure.
And will that live up to what the first game represented? And I'm all for it if they can, but I don't know because the first one was like unique, really unique. And how can you make the second game really unique?
If it's as dark and moody as that first trailer was, I'm sold. Like I want more of that. That was like really fucked up visuals and like the screaming, like animal noises that the music was making. I'm like, yeah, I want more of that, please.
You know what I want more of?
Heavy metal music.
Psychonauts 2.
That was a good segue.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at those. But yeah, Psychonauts 2, Double Fine. Yo, they had Jack Black. I love Jack Black. They had him up there doing his thing. And I just like that. That looks really good. Psychonauts 2. I cannot wait. Comes in 2021. I'm all for it.
I wasn't ready for the acid trip. I wasn't ready.
I'm glad I didn't watch that high. I would have just lost my shit.
Oh, it would have been over, bro. It would have been over for you. With Jack Black.
I need to see a reaction vehicle. I need to see a reaction of you watching it high. I really want to see that.
Yeah.
I've played
Looked
trippy
like something
video
to
games
watch
high
while
before.
high. It honestly looked like something to watch while high.
I once
need to see
played
that
one of the trippy Rayman Legends levels high as fuck, and like that was like one of the worst trips I've ever had. Like I just thought I was losing my shit.
Yeah, one of my friends was playing that part when he started singing "Ooda." Like he was just he was a whoa. He's like, they're singing to me, Epic. I'm like, yeah, I know. it was crazy.
Oh man, I would love to see. I would love to somebody watch that trailer high.
Yeah, cause Jack Black's music when high, just it's something else.
It's the next experience.
Destiny 2 Beyond Light. I didn't care because I don't like Destiny 2. But yeah.
All right, I'm a Destiny fan. Here I come. But
I like Destiny 2, but I can only play it in bursts, and then I quit for like months on end, and then I pick it back up someday. I don't know.
Stalker 2, they kind of showed
the
it.
Same way with Destiny 2. Like I'll pick it up, I'll play it, I'll be like, this is neat. After that, I won't want to play it again until like 5 months in, and then I'll be like, I want to play it again.
I don't even know if this expansion will bring me back because it's coming out around the same time as not only Cyberpunk but the new Yakuza. So I'm
Because it's coming out in September.
Get me out of my way.
Nope.
Yeah, but yeah, Stalker 2.
Yeah. I'm a big Yakuza fan,
Destiny.
so I'm like, nope, get that Destiny 2 out of my way. I'm fucking playing Yakuza.
Destiny 2 needs to just stop.
They can't. They're already committed to 3 more years now.
Really? Bungie, you morons.
Give it to the B team, Bungie. I know you have a B team.
But
Don't
nah,
play
yeah.
me like you don't.
I said Xbox showed off Stalker 2. Well, no, they didn't. They showed off a somewhat trailer.
Can we just get people that are passionate about video games to make video games?
Warhammer.
No, number one.
Yeah, we hadn't had that up since 2015 or something.
We haven't had that.
Well, at least on the Eastern Front.
We haven't had that in a while because people don't understand that they could. If you have someone that's passionate, they'll go do extra work for it because they love it so much.
Well, I mean, look at EA. The person over EA doesn't even like games. He hasn't played them since he was a kid.
He needs to be fired.
He's not even a human being.
He's not. I keep telling people.
Like there's a joke about him, but like his nickname is Android Wilson, and he literally sounded like a fucking android on that EA showcase that they did a couple months ago, where he literally was like, I just want to thank everybody in my home country of Australia and for dealing with the fires. I also want to give a shout out to first responder. I was like, someone slap him on the back of the head so that his vocal cords make him sound less robotic, please.
The funniest thing is he sounded like that during the Nintendo Switch unveiling when he was talking about how he named his son middle name Luigi. He's like, I like Nintendo. I have always liked Nintendo. I even named my firstborn child for his middle name Luigi. I was like, what?
Who sounded more strange, Android Wilson or Phil Spencer at the Ubisoft conference, where he appeared on like that shitty Skype video chat, and he looked like he was both like high out of his mind and bored as hell.
Android Wilson.
Like he wanted to die.
Android Wilson still sounded more robotic.
Phil Spencer just sounded like he was like, I am so excited about Assassin's Creed Valhalla. on the Xbox.
Fall asleep during his own speech.
He's like,
Mango,
I haven't slept in 72 hours.
Mango, I got you. Mango, I got you one better. The pre-show. Every YouTuber on that pre-show, where everybody just literally is like, hey, Matt Pat, what you want to see at this game? At this Xbox press conference? Oh, I really want to see that new Halo. Every guy kept saying Halo. No other games. Halo. No other games but Halo. That's disconcerting.
Nah, bro. Jeff Keighley at the beginning of the summer game
Thankfully,
jam,
Halo was-
he looked tired. He was like, "Hello, everyone. Welcome to this
Halo
summer
must have
game."
been up first. Thankfully, Halo was up first.
It was up first, so then after that, you can just leave you can leave like the rest of the press
Yeah,
conference.
that's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
did.
But
So
yeah,
after that, I just
Warhammer
fell asleep.
40,000 Dark Tide.
That looked neat.
That looks neat.
Another CG trailer though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tetris Effect connected. I mean, I'm gonna get it because it's Tetris, but I mean, it's Tetris. The Gunk, I don't even know what the heck that is.
What the fuck even is that game?
Nope, that's why I went past it. The me.
That's no. Let me talk about it. That's a platformer, and it looks interesting.
Okay.
But I'm still on the fence of why would you touch the unknown shit with your one human hand and you have a rope hand? That made no fucking sense.
Yeah, I think the gunk was why.
If it's a good puzzle platformer, third person venture thingy, if it's good, that could really work for the Xbox because they'll have, an actual platformer. I mean, they do with Rare, but they don't use them. So, hey, the medium.
Bring back Banjo.
Who? Nuts and bolts.
That's that Smash character. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Smash Brothers. He $5, but yeah.
Oh, if you want to play a Rare game, we do have Rare Replay. Like, you can bring back the characters. You look a little bitch and bring them back.
And
Yeah, so yeah.
We got
The
CMVs.
medium dual reality trailer.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that does look good. I like the Silent Hill vibe that it's going for.
Yeah. I didn't care about the medium at all at first, but when I saw this, I was like, okay. This is cool. Like, you're literally a medium. Go ahead.
Fix it. Oh no, sorry, I had to fix some. But I was like, no, I was up for a horror game because I like how Microsoft is like.
Romeo's up for it too.
Yeah, he's up for it too. I want Microsoft to make more horror games and make more fighting games. We need to tap into every other genre besides a fucking first-person shooter. I'm getting tired of playing
third-person
first-person shooters.
First person and third person.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of playing those games. Like, we need more platformers. We need more horror games.
But listen,
We
it's
need
because
more
their
fighting
fan base allows them to do this. What are you excited for? Halo! Really now? What do you want them to show? Halo! They're gonna show Halo. We already know that. What else do you want them to show? Halo! You know what?
You know what? I'm getting the hell up out of here.
I give up.
Get the Halo up out of here.
I give up.
And now you know why I slept through that.
Sega's finally realizing they have more than just Sonic. New Genesis Phantasy Star Online 2 will be coming to the One and Series X in 2021. Yeah. Sometimes I think Sega forgets they have more than just Sonic.
Sonic and Yakuza.
Yep. Like, we have Sonic. What else? We have Yakuza. What else? You have so many franchises. Release them. But
Wait. We remastered Super Monkey Ball. You didn't even remaster the good ones. You remastered the mediocre one. Yeah,
that's the fun. They remastered the ones no one cared about. I was like, wow.
There's even this one collaboration game called Sega, which features pretty much everyone up until that point. And then they almost forget them all after that.
Bro, Sega forgets how many games they own. Franchises. They forget.
Remember that? Yeah, I'm Epic. You remember that poll when they was asking what games you want us to bring back, and Jet Set Radio won, and they totally forgot about it?
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's right. That was a franchise we had. We still have it. Where is it?
Yeah, we still have it. Moving on.
Yeah, so Fantasy Star Online 2.
Please do.
Yeah. Sega, remember you have more than just Sonic. Because you keep killing him every time you release a game.
Sonic sucks.
They're doing them completely wrong.
Because Forces, there was no reason for Forces.
Okay. I'm just going to say this. They need to stop making games with Mario. They need to stop making games with Sonic.
No.
Shut
Not
up.
Mario.
No.
Bros.
Yes,
No,
they
no,
need to stop
no.
with Mario.
Where's my
I mean,
Odyssey 2?
Yeah,
Where's
really.
my Odyssey 2?
And stuff,
Honestly.
that's fine. But literally, Mario needs to stop.
No.
It needs to stop.
I don't think those games need to stop.
disagree.
I just think they need to be.
Okay. They need to be better.
Yeah, well,
Mario
Sonic
Odyssey is
Forces
amazing.
need to be
improved,
better.
not stopped. That's just killing your golden goose.
Yeah.
It's not killing your golden goose if you, because then the people are like, oh, I'll wait for the next one, or I'll wait for the next one, I'll buy the next one, blah 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 blah. They'll be like, oh no, this is the last one, so everyone's gonna start going and purchasing the other ones again. Oh, they're never making another Mario game again. Let me go buy an old Mario game.
Yeah.
I just hate the fact this is the 35th anniversary of Mario this year, and they still haven't said what they was gonna do. There's like
They're not going to do anything to the
Five-
40th. Trust me. They're not doing nothing to the 40th.
It's the 35th. It's like a just a number.
Yeah, they're going to wait for 40.
It's possible they were going to announce something, but the COVID might have screwed it up.
Yep. That could have done it too, because Nintendo's a company where
Yeah.
they don't really do online so much. They like to be in person, and COVID stopped in person. So they're like, oh,
COVID screwed everything up.
yeah, because
They
we
gotta
never saw it
remake
coming.
Sunshine. Dude, I don't
Right.
believe that shit for a minute.
Yeah, so, Crossfire X.
Eh.
I mean, it's a first person shooter. It looks visually good, at least from whatever they were showing. It's coming sometime in 2020, so I'm guessing Series X launch.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Other than
It's
that,
the
no
campaign
idea.
though, isn't it?
You said what?
It's the campaign though, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Crossfire X or something.
Yeah, it's
like
gonna be
that?
campaign is sometime in 2020.
Okay. I thought this was the new Call of Duty when they first showed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that
I was actually looking. I was like, "Yo, Call of Duty up their visual. Let's go." I was like, "Oh wait, this is why I up this visual. It's not Call of Duty."
So Remedy, I was like, oh, never mind.
Why does Call of Duty not want to up their visuals? I don't know.
Where is the new Call of Duty? Like, what's going on with that?
Warzone?
Well,
Yeah, there you go.
besides Warzone,
No,
where is
they're
the-
putting everything to Warzone because it's a battle royale, and it's making them so
They're
much money.
converting it to. They converted it to be a battle royale game as well.
Yeah, so
Is what they did.
it's making them so much
Alright.
money.
So here's what happened with Call of Duty. Sledgehammer was supposed to make the new one, but all of a sudden I think they got the boot for some reason. Like they're not making it this year, so they follow it back to Treyarch. The latest thing that all we know from Treyarch is they said they're making a Call of Duty that's going back to the old days of war. Like it's modern, but it's not too old. So all we know is Call of Duty. I think it was called Cold War or something. But yeah, that's all I know from Call of Duty.
Yeah, and apparently Beanox is working on a port of a game for the Switch. I don't know which game. They just said a game. I didn't know Beanox still did stuff. I didn't know Activision remember they still had Beanox.
Yeah, Beanox did something very recently.
Yeah, they did a Call of Duty and something else.
Let me look.
Yeah, I know that Skate 4 is coming back.
Yeah,
Eh,
I mean I'm not getting it, but yeah.
I don't
Alright,
trust. I don't trust EA to do right by that franchise.
But yeah, Sea of Thieves, Forza Horizon
Ice cream.
4, Gears 5, and more to be optimized for Series X. I don't really care. And
If I scream loud enough, can I get like a remaster from Dead Space 1? Can I get a remake from Dead Space 1 and 2 and 3? All in
nope.
one pack?
No.
But in the last game they announced was Fable, which the end of the trailer was funny.
Yeah. Good humor, which trademark of Fable.
Dark
Yeah.
humor.
Yeah, Playground Games is over, and not the studio they destroyed. Was it Lionhead? Yeah.
Lionhead, yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, so new Fable coming.
Not for another like 2 to 3 years, probably though.
Yeah, most definitely,
Yeah, it's gonna be a good while for y'all.
because it's not coming to the one. It's gonna be on the X and Windows 10.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be after
Hey,
2-year
hey.
window.
Yeah.
Hang on real quick. Real quick for Crossfire X, I tried that multiplayer. The multiplayer was fucking garbage, but that story mode actually looks pretty interesting. All right, moving on.
Okay, so all in all, I gave this a C plus, about as high as I can give it.
That's fair.
I mean, I don't want to give it any lower because it wasn't terrible.
No.
It wasn't amazing. I mean, I expected it to be amazing, but I expected it to be at least a B, but it was a C plus. So yeah.
It was to me it was a mixed bag. Like I had heard before this thing went down. I heard like from a couple, not Microsoft themselves, but a couple like industry insiders. They were like, "Oh, this thing is going to be like the night of mic drops," is what they nicknamed it. And I don't think that's what it was at all, or it's like a night of mic drops. I don't think they took a massive L either. It was okay. It's another case of like Phil Spencer coming out all cocky and saying like, "Oh yeah, I feel so confident after PlayStation showing, and this is going to be the most impressive fucking thing you've ever seen." And then it's like, it was fine. It was fine. Like I get it. Phil Spencer needs to hype this shit up, but he just has a bad history of like really over promising what his company's showcases are gonna look like for their shit. It's like this Xbox event felt like a kid going like before like the night of like the big baseball game where he's like, "All right, I'm gonna hit a home run. Come and watch me on the stand in the bleachers. I'm gonna hit a home run." And then when he like gets to the mat on the day of the game, he like hits it, but he only gets to like first or second base. Like he still hits it, but it's not the home run that he was bragging that it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And you're kind of just sitting there in the bleachers like, "I came out for this shit." Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of what happened with this. I mean, like I said, the people saying it was absolute garbage. I don't agree. I don't agree at all. Like, if you're expecting to cure cancer, it wasn't. I mean,
EA's was absolute garbage.
EA's gave cancer, but
But
after looking at the recorded parts, I'd just have to give this a C. It ain't that much, to be honest.
Yeah. Someone gonna say something. Was it DC?
Oh no, that was me.
Okay.
For me, we're gonna go on a little tangent. It's just the fact that this is a bearable C, and it's because how the fuck are you supposed to live up to some of the games that Sony dropped? Like, for God's sakes, one of their games literally looked like a Pixar movie. I don't think that they have a studio that can produce something of that caliber. And plus, Sony had released the console, literally showed it off the console for the very first time. So if you were expecting that Xbox was going to wow us, anything that blow out the water than Sony's, I wouldn't really put it off to like that. I would have my expectations when it was going into this press conference because I don't think there's anything that Xbox could have showed me that could wow the console showing. I think that's fucking impossible for just like putting the company on that standard. It's like, oh, they're gonna show me something better than Sony released, just showing us the PlayStation 5. But at the exact same time, when I'm looking at it, it's like a bearable C because the games they showed us wasn't really anything exciting. They were just meh. Like they're just existing on that ethereal plane. I was waiting for something that would just wow me, but nothing wows me for Microsoft. Like they just need to do better.
Yeah.
Yeah. After seeing this though, I will amend Sony's grade I gave them a C. This was worse than Sony's event. Not like a whole lot, but I would say Sony's is a B now, in my opinion. After looking at this, because this is a C plus. So that's what I'll say. But once again, Sony revealed the entire console.
That just means that this is a D, not a C.
Nah.
Just saying.
Because I look at this, I'm like, this was not bad, so I can't give it a D. But then, I'm like, this was worse than Sony, so I have to bump Sony up a little bit.
It didn't have Greg Miller screaming in my face like
you could have just said they were C minus.
Yeah, I gave it a C minus last time, but after this,
I know. I do think I was a bit harsh on the Sony thing just because I did kind of expect more and I didn't get more. But then I could look at it from an overall standpoint. That was a bit better than I gave it credit for.
I think people are more forgiving of the Sony thing because that's the first time that we saw the PlayStation 5 roster, and it's like they only said, oh, here's like a small taste of it. And I think they showed more than people were expecting. And they showed more gameplay, too, than people were expecting. But this is the second time Microsoft has been up to bat for this. And it's like, it's still not that impressive to me. Like, the second time doing this.
I mean, it was way better than the first time, though, where all they had were the developers talking for an hour.
Yeah, and it's still like, at this point too, like 4 months before the console comes out, they're still going. Oh, we have more to show you. Oh, don't worry, this is still like work in progress stuff. We're still building it. It's like guys, you guys really need to bring your big guns. Like, you either need to do one event that just blows people away, like make it a 1 hour long concise event and cherry pick the best stuff you could have had from all like 3 or 4, whatever, how many amount of these press conferences you're gonna do. Have that be in one, and have that be your big reveal for the Xbox, and have that just like blow people away. Have your games looking the very best that they can. Don't show CGI trailers. Maybe show one. Just show Halo or Fable. That's it. That's all you show. But you gotta have things that actually like gameplay that impress people. But like with Sony's, it's like they showed the gameplay, and the gameplay, while choppy at the time, at least that's a sign of authenticity, and it does still look highly detailed. It still looks highly impressive. And again, like, that's more exciting because as an opening salvo of what's to come, that's like, oh my god, if that's like the opening stuff of the console for the next like year and a half, that's great. Like that's like 9 really cool looking, mostly like really cool looking exclusives right there. Where the Xbox just doesn't have that. They just don't have that like they lack a certain like showmanship. They lack a certain pizzazz that PlayStation has. That's really all how I can describe it. It's just they lack that pizzazz that PlayStation has.
Yeah, and if you awfully remember last year when Sony didn't have shit to show, and then the year before that was like that shitty ass 10. Yeah, I think it's also that where PlayStation fans literally didn't have anything to, fester over or had a bite over until they show this, and now when they see all the quality stuff, like they're jumping around with joy. It's like, oh, this is gonna be all at lunch? Oh, hell yeah! Well, for Microsoft, they do this every year, and I think that Microsoft next year should just do the Sony approach. We're not gonna have any press conference this year or next year. We're going to spend time making sure we develop these games and we have some, something to show.
That is a good point. That is a good point you brought up.
Yeah, that's really good.
When you're doing something like this every few months, like everyone wants Nintendo to do with Directs, when you're doing something like this every few months, you stop having a lot of new things to show because, like, well, aside from what we should, 20 things we showed you, we only have like maybe 2 more things, so we have to pad it out. While with Sony, you're like, okay, we don't really have much to show, so we're just not gonna show nothing until we have something to show. Then they have something to show, and they show you everything they have to show. Yeah, I think that approach does work better.
I think their messaging is just really wishy-washy too. With like PlayStation's at least is, if you want our games, if you want Ratchet, if you want Demon's Souls, if you want Horizon 2, if you want Spider-Man, you need to buy this console. Like that is like supply and demand. It's like you're selling me on this one particular thing. With Xbox, it's like, here's this game, but you don't need this system for it. Here's this game that's coming out in 2 years, but you don't need the system for it. And it's like, it's like, and then they're saying things like, oh, we're still going to support the Xbox One, and then most of these games aren't even listed for the Xbox One.
Yeah, that's something I noticed. A lot of them are Series X and Windows 10.
Yeah.
And it also doesn't help that most of this year when games came out, some either anime games or some good Japanese games, they're like, oh man, I can't wait for this to come to Xbox. It only says Switch and PS4 and PC. It doesn't say Xbox at all, so that didn't help either.
Now, what gets me is a lot of these Japanese games that don't come to come to Windows 10 store. I'm like, why you bring it to your store but not your console?
So Xbox fans is like kind of missing out on that. It
really hurts pretty much.
They've been getting some of them more recently, just like because some games are making the leap finally to Xbox, like Yakuza, like Dragon Quest, Kingdom Hearts, stuff like that. It's like it's Yeah, but they still just don't have that grasp on the Japanese market.
Well,
that
no, I mean,
PlayStation
credits to
Switch
Phil
has
Spencer
years.
on this, though, because he actually made multiple trips to Japan, unlike any other Xbox exec. And he actually talked to the companies, which is why these things are starting to show. So it's going to take a while for him to show. That's why, like I say, I think Don Matrix and the other execs screwed it over where they kind of just didn't care. And Phil Spencer, he was actually going over to Japan and like talking to developers, like, how about you think about bringing this game to the Xbox One and stuff? So that's good. So it's slow, but
They
it's a process.
Phil
kind of
Spencer.
tried though at the beginning of the Xbox 360 era, like with Blue Dragon and Eternal Sonata, Lost Odyssey. The fact they got Final Fantasy 13 on 360, they kind of tried that at the very beginning, and then they kind of just lost interest after a while.
Yeah, they said, we're not liking these sales. We're out.
Yeah, exactly.
Phil Spencer, please get the Phil Spencer at most. Make it adult section and just put all the visual novels on there because apparently they're getting banned everywhere.
Yeah,
Just pick them up and be
they
like,
could
yeah, like,
they could capitalize on that.
Oh,
like,
Put
there's a
all the
market
visual
for that.
novels on Game
yeah, there's a
Pass.
legit market for that.
Put
Yeah.
all the visual novels
I
on
wouldn't say
Game
on
Pass.
I
I'm
wouldn't say on
telling you,
Game
bro,
Pass, I'd say, like,
$1
adult
for all these
section.
visual novels.
On Game Pass or Just USA
Yeah, it's like-
or DL site.
Like
Those
my
are the three. Those are the
Adult
three you
section.
want if you want to
put it on
if
that
you want to deal with
section.
visual novels.
Yeah, the big Xbox 2023 game is like my summer vacation made with big knockers coming on like Xbox Game Pass or some shit.
Yo, shout out.
Yeah, I got this
Sounds
new game on
awesome.
Game Pass. What's it called? Big Titty McGee.
Oh wait, what was that called again? Monster Girl Milkers. Oh,
Bruh.
sweet.
Oh my god, what a
My
name!
big titty goth girl.
Oh, Big Titty McGee. Oh hell no!
Yeah.
Put it in the adult section and then just have them like, yeah. You can put the visual novels on there, but just make it the adult section. And it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, if you want to play all the visual novels, the Xbox is what you get because there's a big market for that. Shit.
Yeah,
There's a
they'd
market
be the only ones
for
doing it.
They make a killing on that if they really
Yeah.
wanted to go there.
Yo,
Also,
that's free for you, Xbox. You can use that.
yeah.
Have it
That's
like
also
a
the other part of the audience that Sony drove off. So that'll end up being the big bonus for them.
It's weird that Sony doesn't like that kind of stuff anymore. When that used to be something they were really champion for. When they moved to California, they changed.
Yeah. They contracted some clown virus when they moved to California. That has happened ever since.
And we're very politically correct over here in California, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know why, because y'all have so many diverse people there.
I don't know.
Uh,
It's strange.
yeah.
I don't know. Our politicians are idiots.
Yeah, complete idiots.
No. What you meant to say is all politicians are idiots.
Our
Oh,
Californians
right, that.
in particular are pretty terrible.
Californians are a whole different breed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No offense to them.
That's why I call it California.
You ever see that South Park episode? It's all that smug. The smug gas.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So Microsoft, all you need to do is talk to Atlas. See if you get Persona 5 over the Xbox. It's a long shot.
Oh,
If you
God.
get Persona 5 on Game Pass, that's a wrap. It's a wrap.
You're done.
Yeah.
Executed.
Get
If
that.
they make that move,
For
there
all
goes
Persona
Sony.
games on there, because I think don't they got Persona 4 for Game Pass? Well, not Game Pass,
No.
but backwards.
That's on Steam.
No, that's on Steam.
Yeah, it's on Steam.
They have Persona 4 Golden on Steam.
I thought they had a Persona game for backwards compatible.
Yeah, they sold like crack. They sold like crack that day.
Of course.
Well,
course,
I
they
gotta
have
get
that.
off.
Okay. So yeah,
Yes,
we're
yeah,
actually
later.
about to end anyway. But yeah, so let's get into these outros. First, hot shot.
Yo, it's the irregular regular guest. Didn't do my intro before, but now you know it's hot shot and I'm out.
Master Minoso of Absolute Destiny. I don't even care. Whatever.
Yeah. Who even cares at this point? Yet this is Master Minos. Until next time, be seeing ya.
Superstar of the DCs.
I know I was interrupting everybody. I was talking a hell of a lot, but I'm the Xbox guy. What's up? I own an Xbox. I got a lot of Xbox stuff. So that's why I talk a lot, because I'm passionate and I really hate the fact that they got nothing to fucking show and they know they don't have anything to show, so they should just take a couple years off. All right, yeah, Superstar DC out.
Okay. Is Nicole still here?
I'm still here.
Okay. Outro.
This is Nicole San Diego. I'll see y'all next time, and hopefully we can do this earlier, please.
We can. I had to do it for Razor's time because he's West Coast.
Thank
West Coast.
you.
Razor
Get a chance
Blade.
for her to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Razor Blade Mango.
Also, you have other times.
As sleepy as I am, y'all lucky I can't throw a cup at one of you.
Yeah. Razor Blade Mango.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you guys for having me back on the podcast. This was a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm glad that you guys have given me good material to construct my Xbox video around. So, yeah.
My man Razor
stuff.
looking at butterflies.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
Killer! Oh shit, Killer is Dead is on backwards compatible. That's
Oh,
cool.
nice.
That was an interesting game. Okay, and everyone did the outro right?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Okay. And this is wait.
Did he do his or did he fall asleep? I can't remember.
DC did.
Oh,
Do y'all hear me?
DC went
Yeah.
on that
We hear you.
tangent.
Oh yeah, I already said my outro. I said that I'm the Xbox guy.
Yeah, he's
And
the
I'm
Xbox
passionate
guy.
and I hate it. Yeah, and I'm passionate and I really hate the direction they're going with. Yeah, this, yeah, that's her. I'm out.
thought you left after the Monster Girl Milkers part, to be honest.
Oh yeah, by the way, Suka, you're docked.
Docked! But yeah, this is Epic Steve, the big boss of the podcast. And with this, nights. So yeah, peace out, everyone.